Have you got what it takes to become an astronaut in the new era of human space flight? MENAFN.com. Scientists have discovered vast unidentified structures deep inside the Earth. Vice. Plastic rain is the new acid rain. Wired. OSC investigation reveals Quadriga mystery was old-fashioned fraud wrapped in a new technology. Financial Post. New NASA photos reveal sunlight is breaking boulders on asteroid Bennu. The Weather Network. NASA picks a lander to carry its water-hunting robot to the Moon. The Verge. Oil prices crash 8% on record U.S. inventories and gloomy economic forecast. Oilprice.com. Trump should be worried about another stock market meltdown. Yahoo News Canada. Stock market news live updates. Dow plunges 1,200 points after Fed decision. Jobless claims. Yahoo Canada Finance. Some NY indoor dining to resume. Regeneron tests. Virus update. Yahoo Canada Finance.